Namaste everyone. Thank you for joining me in this video. So today I want to explore an aspect of debiliated planets, which is not usually much spoken about. Okay. And this is about working with the karma of debiliated planets and how you can harness the power of Devi, or how you can harness the power of Mahavidyas, or the 10 wisdom goddesses, to overcome the karma that is associated with debiliated planets. Okay, so when a planet is in exaltation, it will act like Vishnu. But when a planet is Nicha or debiliated, it will need to take the form of the mother, or Shakti. And Shakti is the one who nurtures, comforts, protects us, and also allows us to become strong. So it's important that as students of astrology, we understand the motherly forms of the planets. Okay, and when a planet becomes debiliated, it means it's weak, and weakness means it lacks understanding, it lacks knowledge. Knowledge, of course, is known as Vidya. And you know a debiliated planet is said to be in a state of avidya, or a lack of knowledge. And how to rescue these debiliated planets is by worshipping the Mahavidya, a great knowledge forms, which are the Vidya, which represent the knowledge aspect of creation, of Prakriti. Okay. And if you have debiliated planets in the chart or in your horoscope, then through the worship of Mahavidyas, you can gain an understanding of the energies of that debiliated planet. And once you gain that understanding, the planet becomes purified of its ignorance. Okay. Now you have to be really careful while you are dealing with the Mahavidyas, because you need to study them with a qualified guru only. Okay. But then with the grace of my Guruji, I'm revealing a few Mahavidya mantras. In fact, all the Mahavidya mantras that you can use if you have any debiliated planet in the chart. Okay. And the Mahavidya, of course, they represent Nila Shakti, which is how they purify a planet. Okay. They are the pinnacle of Tantra. And as I said, they need to be used very wisely. So in the mantras that I'm going to suggest, these are very simple mantras without the Bijakshara. And the use of these mantras is usually done for the well-being of those who are suffering from the ill effects of debiliated planets. And if you want to know more about Mahavidyas, then of course you can refer to my book on Dasha Mahavidyas, which I have written. It's available freely on Amazon Kindle Unlimited, and you can easily download it from there. Okay, just search my name on Amazon Kindle and you will find Dasha Mahavidyas. Okay, now the use of the bija forms of the bija mantras of Mahavidyas is for more advanced astrologers who are fully aware of what they are doing with remedial measures. Okay, so as I said, Shakti is Vidya, knowledge, and if Shakti is not with you, then you are in avidya, or ignorance. So as such, the worship of the Devi is crucial for a jyotishi or any other person seeking knowledge or mastery of a Vedic science, from the lowest level of aparavidya to the highest level of atma vidya and God knowledge. Okay, so what are the Mahavidyas and how can we map the planets to the Mahavidyas? Okay, Kali Tara Mahavidya Shodashi Bhuvaneshwari, Bhairavi Chinnamasta Cha Vidya Thumavati Tatha Bagala Siddha Vidya Cha Matangi Kamalatmika Ite Das Mahavidya Siddha Vidya Prakirita. Okay, so this is the mantra that we use to invoke the Mahavidyas. It's a very simple form of mantra. And as I said, we will be mapping the Mahavidyas to the planets. So the first planet is the sun, and Mahavidya, of course, associated with the sun is Matangi. Okay, so Matangi is the tantric form of Saraswati. And while Saraswati's energies are directed towards learning, academics, language, and the arts, Matangi's energies are usually focused inwards on acquiring deeper wisdom. And she is the one who is associated with the Vishuddha Chakra, or the throat chakra. And if you have a debiliated sun in the horoscope, which is of course sun in Libra, then you can use the mantra Om Matangiye Namaha for the sun. Okay, Om Matangiye Namaha. Coming to the moon, the Mahavidya mapped to the moon is Bhuvaneshwari, and Bhuvaneshwari literally means creator of the world. So Mahavidya Bhuvaneshwari embodies the physical cosmos and is considered to give shape to the creation of the world. Bhuvaneshwari, of course, is regarded as the supreme goddess who creates everything and destroys unnecessary evil things. Okay. The mantra for Bhuvaneshwari, if you have a debiliated moon in Scorpio, then you can worship Bhuvaneshwari with the mantra Om Bhuvaneshwariye Namaha. Okay. Coming to Mars, the Mahavidya that can be mapped to Mars is Bagalamukhi, and Bagala is the one who destroys the enemies of her devotees. She is the one whose face has the power to capture or control. She is associated with a Shakti, which is known as Stambhana Shakti. That means to paralyze. Okay. And Bhuvaneshwari, of course, represents all hypnotic powers. And as I said, she has a power which is called Stambhana Shakti, which is the power to stun or paralyze an enemy. And if you have Mars in Cancer, which is the debiliated form of Mars, then you can worship Bagalamukhi with a simple mantra called Om Bagalamukhiye Namaha. Okay. Then comes Mercury, and the Mahavidya associated with Mercury is Shodashi or Lalita Tripura Sundari. Sodashi, because Lalita Tripura Sundari is regarded as a 16-year-old girl. Okay. And she is regarded as the one who is the most beautiful in all the three worlds, Tripura. Okay. The earth, the sky, and the heaven, and the Patal Lok. Okay. And she is also known as Tantric Parvati or Moksha Mukuta. Okay. She is also associated with the famous Kamakhya temple of Assam. And most people believe that Kamakhya is a form of Shodashi or Lalita Tripura Sundari. Okay. And if you have a debiliated Mercury in Pisces, then you can, of course, worship Tripura Sundari or Shodashi with the mantra Om Shodashiye Namaha. Okay. The Mahavidya that can be mapped to Jupiter is Tara, and Tara is the one who saves, guides, and protects. And she offers the ultimate knowledge necessary for moksha, for salvation. And Tara is also known as Nila Saraswati, and she is the deity of accomplishments, and she is known to be very benevolent towards the devotees and showers them with blessings. Okay, so if you have a debiliated Jupiter in Capricorn, then the Tara Mahavidya mantra Om Taraye Namaha can be used to make Jupiter evolve from that state of debilitation. Okay. The Mahavidya that is associated with Venus is Kamala, and Kamala is closely identified with the tantric form of Lakshmi, which is the goddess of wealth. Okay, so Kamala is the goddess of wealth creation. More precisely, she helps in the development of a wealth consciousness. Okay, and the greatest part of Kamala is, of course, the destruction of poverty, which is both material poverty and spiritual poverty, and also to bestow well-being, prosperity, and fertility to her worshippers. Okay, and the mantra for Kamala, which you can use if Venus is debiliated in Virgo, is Om Kamalaye Namaha. Okay, Om Kamalaye Namaha. Then we have Saturn, and the Mahavidya that can be mapped with Saturn is Kali. Okay, so Kali, of course, is the devourer of time, and she is worshipped as the very essence of the Brahman or the Supreme Self. Now, Kali is regarded as one of the fiercest deities in Tantra, in Hinduism, even. And the word Kali is associated with the word Kala, which means time. So Kali is the one who tears away time. And as a result, she is often referred to as the goddess of death because she kills the ego in a person. Okay. So Saturn, if you have a debiliated Saturn in Aries, then of course you have to worship Kali Mahavidya with the mantra Om Kaliye Namaha. Okay. And then with Rahu, the Mahavidya associated with Rahu is Chinnamasta, and Chinnamasta is regarded as the goddess who wears her own head, and she is also known as Chinnamastika or Prachanda Chandika in some traditions. Okay, so this represents the velocity of electricity. Okay, and she is a very ferocious aspect of the Devi and can be identified easily by her fearsome iconography, where two other consorts are drinking the blood that has been obtained by severing her own head. Okay, so if you have Rahu debiliated or Rahu in a bad position, then you can of course worship Chinnamasta, okay, with the mantra Om Chinnamastaye Namaha. Okay, and then finally comes Ketu. So Ketu, the Mahavidya that is associated with Ketu is Dhumavati, and Dhumavati is the one who widows herself, by consuming her husband. So she is literally the smoky one that represents the fearsome aspect of an old and ugly widow. And Dhumavati is largely associated with bad omens or ill omens, but she is also referred to as being soft-hearted and bestower of boons, a great teacher and the one who reveals ultimate knowledge of the universe. Okay, so if you have a problem with weak Ketu or a debilitated Ketu, then of course you can wish, and then you can worship Dhumavati with the mantra Om Dhumavati Namaha. Okay, and finally, the 10th Mahavidya, which is known as Bhairavi, you can worship Bhairavi for all kinds of problems related to your first house or lagna or ascendant. Okay, so Bhairavi means the terrible one, and it's the very embodiment of destruction and decay. And she is known as the goddess of decay, but then such destruction does not always indicate negativity. Okay, the principle behind her destructive feature is that everything that gets created needs to be destroyed for the cycle of life to keep moving. Okay, so if you have a really weak lagna that you want to improve, if you have weak discerning ability or discernment ability, then you can worship Bhairavi with the mantra Om Bhairaviye Namaha. Okay, so these are the Mahavidyas that are associated with the planets, and every time a planet becomes Nicha in your chart, you can always worship these Mahavidyas and give the gift of knowledge to the planet that has become debiliated. Okay, so that's it from me in this video. Kindly share it with your friends and family if you find it useful. Apply it on yourself, and do leave behind your comments in the feedback section. And as usual, if you want a consultation regarding your chart, you can always reach out to me at the link provided or at the number provided in the description box. All right. So that's it from me in this video. I'll see you soon in yet another video. Namaste. Om Gurave Namaha.